Brought to you by Refi. Refinance your defaulted private student loans today at yrefi.com/Ramsey.
So I've been watching you for a long time, for years now, and I have just saved my $1,000.
Good.
And I am also drowning in student debt, credit card, and my car loan. I do have a job. I make about $50,000. My debt is a little bit more, around $65,000. I hate my job, and I want to go to school, but I don't know if that's a good idea because of the amount of debt that I have. I'm trying to figure out what the best way is to get out of this mess, basically.
What's your current job? What are you working that you're not enjoying?
I work in property management. I'm an assistant property manager.
Okay. And is it the field that you're not enjoying, or is it the specific company, do you think? Because when you said you want to go back to school, I'm just curious what else is out there that you're thinking.
So I think it's just the field. This is actually a Christian-based company, which is super awesome. So I think it's just the field. I'm not happy here. It's just not fulfilling. I do love kids, so I've always wanted to pursue NICU nursing, but I would graduated in Hawaii, and the diploma I got from there is not recognized. So I would have to go back to school for a GED and then go to college. But with all the debt and the mess that I have, it's just kind of overwhelming, and I really don't know where to go.
Well, I think we're doing this a little bit backward. You want to run to something, not from something, as far as your career goes. And so what I would do if I were in your shoes is I would very clearly identify and spend some time and some soul searching, and we'll even give you some tools to help you with this, identifying exactly what you want to do with your life in this next chapter. Going back to school, in air quotes, is a really bad idea unless that particular degree is necessary to do the thing you want to do. Okay?
Right.
And sometimes when people are running from something, they, air quotes, go back to school as if that's going to solve anything. It's not going to solve anything. You need to actually be studying toward becoming the thing you want to be. Did you say you wanted to be a pediatric nurse?
A NICU nurse.
A NICU nurse.
Babies, so, yeah.
Okay. And your high school diploma does not count?
Yeah, so I graduated from a competency adult community school, and apparently that is not recognized nationally, and I have to go back for a GED, which is crazy because I've been using that pretty much my whole life. So.
Okay, so right now you're a high school graduate that needs to pass a GED to prove it, right?
Basically.
And then you would have to go through all your undergrad and go through nursing school to be a nursing NICU. Okay. So what Ken Coleman would tell you to do, that is one of our Ramsey personalities that's written extensively on this idea, is he would tell you to go over there in your off hours and volunteer in the NICU to rock babies.
That is true.
And talk to the nurses that are there and tell them it's going to take you 6 years to be one of them. Is it worth it?
Yeah.
Now, I'm a huge fan of nursing as a career field, but I like little babies is a long way from I want to go to school for 6 years
or
to
longer.
Be a NICU nurse. That's a different thing. It's a lot different. Okay, so because nursing at times is gross. Nursing at times is very stressful. Nursing at times will break your heart. Nursing at times will cause your back and your feet to hurt and ache. It's hard work. It's a great career field, but it's way different than I have a heart for children. You follow me?
Yeah.
So what I want you to do is get your arms around what it is you want to do and exactly what the cost is, and then and I don't want you to spend 6 years and end up in a field that you hate accidentally. You wouldn't want to do that. So, number one, we don't want to go back to school, in air quotes, as an escape mechanism. Number two, We want to, if we're going to go back to school, let's make sure that whatever we're studying gets us there. And then number 3, what are some interim steps we can take to move in the direction of the field while you're talking about going to school there? So while you're working on your undergrad and passing your GED and getting your undergrad going at your local community college there in West Virginia, which you can do your first 2 years there just fine, you're probably keeping the job you've got. Or you're getting a better job making more money, but maybe not in your career field. Or if you can find something where they'll pay you $40,000 a year to be in and around the medical field and you can get a sniff of what it is you're signing up for, then I would go along with that.
Yeah, and I would tell you too, Elena, just with the numbers you gave, not even thinking future, just present, right? You
need the money.
And so what are things you can do? Because I would tell you, regardless if you wanted a career change or not on this call, part of the solution of you getting out of this debt is going to have to be upping your income. And so whatever you're doing beyond your current job, let it be around kids. Like I would go on care.com and see if somebody needs a nanny from 6 to 9 p.m. or whatever, right? Like finding things in that are going to make you more money to get out of debt and start your financial process and this ball rolling to get you ahead financially. But then also if you compare that with some level of your passion of what you're talking about, while at the same time doing exactly what you're saying. But you need more money right now. I mean, in my opinion, for the amount of debt that you have.
You can scratch the kid itch by joining the children's ministry at your local church.
Yes.
And they need your help, by the way, because they're always perpetually understaffed.
And again, this isn't about...
I do have a...
Go ahead. You have a what?
I was going to say something really important, too, because I am a believer and a follower of Christ, but I did do something really stupid. And when my sister passed away early this year, I would say I was super vulnerable and dealing with grief, not knowing how to deal with grief for the first time. And I ended up moving, of course, from my first job earlier this year, paying about $70,000 to live with my boyfriend. And now we're living in this house, unmarried. We're not seeing eye to eye in terms of finances.
And that's easy to undo, isn't it?
Yeah.
Move out.
Yeah, my dad always said, why pay for the cow when you can get the milk for free, right? So I'm kind of struggling.
Your dad's a wise man.
Area.
And but you can fix that. You can just move out. Where were you living when you were making 70?
In Arlington, Virginia.
Can you get that job? Oh, that's more expensive than Huntington, West Virginia. I don't know that you were netting 20 more. That's a very expensive place to live. Okay. Yeah, I mean, you can reverse that. You can just say, hey, I'm doing something I'm not proud of, and I'm not going to do it anymore. That's a decision, just like the decision to do something wrong is. You can make a decision to do something right. So go do that, kiddo. Hang on. We're going to get you signed up for Ken Coleman's Everything. I want her to get the assessment and the proximity principle book and the whole thing. Why Refi refinances delinquent private student loans for struggling borrowers. Learn more at yrefy.com/Ramsey.